Ryan, Allie, here, Jean, Devin, Interlock, Nick,
Here.
Kate, here, Rory,
Here.
Malad, Rebecca Lehman, here, Rebecca Sanchez, Baran,
Hello.
Ivy, here, John, Andrew,
Here.
Lana, Mark, Corey.
Hello.
Thank you, Kate. We have several members, as you know, that always have to show up late to our meetings because of classes, and unfortunately, there's a few family circumstances that are keeping other members away. So we are not going to be able to vote anything until one of the members. We have another member from student council show up. Currently, eBoard and Sherry have quorum. It's just representative council. So we've been in contact with everyone, and hopefully they'll show up soon, but before then we can't vote on anything. I would like to, I guess, let's go through the operations report first. So if we jump all the way down to internal business, we'll start with my report, and then we'll move back up once we get some more members. Alrighty, so first and foremost, there is going to be an open house this Sunday, March 25th, from 12:15 to 1:30. And I already have a few people that are able to attend, but I would like one more, just to represent student council and to talk to prospective students. And this is really important because we get the biggest influx of members from first years coming in who are running in the fall election. So it's really important to talk to them and let them know what's happening and show student council to them. So is anyone available on Sunday during this time? You are Andrew? I know Al, you're available part of it. Anyone else? Andrew? Want to come play at the Perfect. Andrew, also, another great thing that's transpiring is that, as you know, we have to raise money for the Nelson Place Elementary School, their library. They don't have any librarians anymore because of budget cuts. So what they're trying to do is move all of their card catalog system, which is currently in print form, over to an electronic system, and that's going to cost, I don't know how many thousands of dollars, but a substantial amount. And so all of the consortium schools are working together to fundraise money, and we've decided that we're going to raise $400. And so we were pretty successful with our lemonade, which we had today, which Ali will talk about in more detail. But we're also going to be partnering with ISA and selling both wristbands and tattoos and stickers. So is anyone available to table at Gala? I also think that this means that you don't have to wait in line. You just get to sit down. I'm pretty sure. I don't have confirmation on this, but it's pretty intense. Andrew, so that's at 6:30. Anyone else? Come on, you can't let Andrew do all the tabling for us. Anyone else going to Gala that wants to table? Allie and Andrew? I think I'll be there too.
I believe it's only before Gala and during intermission, so you wouldn't miss.
Oh yeah, no, you're not gonna miss Gala, Kate. Yeah. And all right, if you're going to Gala and not dancing in it, then talk to me. We'll talk about selling some stuff. So these two things will raise a substantial amount of the money. We're also still looking to partner with COT to have donations available, or have a donation before the show. Kate can talk about that a little bit more in the report. So that's that. And then the third point is that Griffin and Ladies, which is the Honor Society for seniors, is hosting a Leading Today, Leading Tomorrow event on Saturday it starts at 3:30 in Dana Commons. And I mean, as leaders of campus, I would encourage everyone to attend. Allie, Corey, and I will be there. And Jason Gillespie and Maria, whose name I don't know, will be there. And they're two important, they're both important people, but they know a lot about leadership and will be sharing information about, first of all, how to get involved in Clark's campus and, hone your leadership skills here, but then also how to take those skills and put them on your resume and make them actually look good to potential employers. So that's really important. If you have interest, please come and we don't have to. And there's pizza, I believe. So that's another good thing. From Fantastic. So that's our report. Allie?
Okay, so I'm going to be meeting with the campus programming board groups next week to discuss the C2B bylaw. As it stands now, campus programming groups get like a certain portion of the SAF before we do budget allocations, and then as a part of that bylaw, they need to meet with the vice president like once a semester, and we all work together to do like the various welcome back bashes. I would like to change it so the groups would not have to necessarily, like there would just be like a different form of student council oversight. So the vice president wouldn't have to meet with them because the vice president doesn't always know a lot about programming, and these groups are all very different. So we're going to be talking about that. Also, I'm looking to create a student affairs committee. A couple years ago, the Dean of Students Office, Student Council, and a couple other student groups worked together to form a student affairs committee, which sort of set up like a town hall meeting, and it was just an opportunity for students to get together in a really informal manner. Students would create the agenda, and you would just bring any issue that you had. So if you had an issue about safety, that week they would invite members from university. If you had an issue about housing, one week they would bring somebody from RLH. And it was just a way for the administration to get a sense of what's actually going on campus. If you have any suggestions as to like what administrators you would like to serve on this committee, or if you yourself are interested in this committee, let me know after the meeting. And then, yes, thank you to Sam, Nix, and Andrew and Lisa for tabling outside on the green. We made $75.56 today selling lemonade, which is awesome. If you're interested in selling tomorrow, let me know. It's supposed to be like 84 degrees, so we probably make like a reasonable amount of money. But Lisa and I don't really have the time to be out there all day. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I can get you all set up.
And thank you for coordinating that. Allie even bought coolers, so we should all be grateful to her for her initiative on this. And it's really rare that you make around $100 worth of fundraisers, so we're pretty excited about this. And it means more money to help children read, which is always a good cause, and you're helping the children, so, you know, put a penny towards it. Anything else, Allie? Alrighty, so we're going to move into the treasurer report. Ryan didn't give me anything to report on, and he has some sort of family emergency, so he's not here. But Kate, would you like to report?
I talked to a member of CMT about possibly tabling before Footloose, and he said that that's kind of their thing, what they do to kind of bring money to CMT, so that would not necessarily be an option for us. However, I did send an email to CMT asking if we could simply just ask for donations during their intermission. And when I talked to him, I asked if anybody ever did anything during intermissions, and he said that nobody had really done it before, but that didn't mean we couldn't. So hopefully that'll be another way that we can raise money for this cause.
Very exciting. And I don't remember student council ever supporting a cause like this. Allie has a better institutional memory than I do. But making strides in the right direction, I think, guys. And you know, when you're talking to your friends about this, make sure that you emphasize that we're actually working with all of the different consortium governments. So it's really a cool cause, and we're excited to be pioneers of it. So if you want to get involved, definitely do. Alrighty, so let's, I guess, move into the elections committee report. Becca?
So really important, special elections are coming up April 16th and 17th, so we're going through the whole elections process again. There are a lot of positions open: Johnson Hall rep, Houses, off-campus rep, minority rep, Hughes Hall rep, Dana rep, and Dodd Hall rep. If you know anyone who lives in any of those houses who you think would be remotely interested, you should contact them. You can give them my email address. I was talking with someone from a house on here, not on anyone, but who said like just want to come to a meeting and see how it's run. So if they're just interested, just give my email address. I can set up a time for them to meet and talk about what they would be responsible for. But it's really important because we're really trying to fill these positions in this election. So if you know anyone in any of these houses or residence halls, let them know that they should run. And I guess more to come election as it gets closer.
Thank you very much. And what are positions due?
April 4th. And they're
April 2nd.
April 2nd? Okay, April 2nd. It's outside the student council office. Where the petitions are. Or if you know anyone who wants to be in judiciary, we're also having people apply for that right now. So.
Yes. Definitely. All right. Thanks very much, Becca. And with the communications report, I don't believe that there is anyone from communications here. So Kate, are there any updates that you'd like to give?
We are looking at ways to promote the elections that are coming up April 16, 17, I believe. So we're looking at ways of doing that and other creative ways of sort of promoting the Sean Kingston concert, which is coming up. We found the Facebook group, the consortium Facebook group, so we've been looking to sort of invite people to that. So if you guys could join that and invite your friends, that would be really awesome. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Let's. Unfortunately, we can't vote on any grant requests, but we can talk about them. So if we move up to the agenda for grant committee, hopefully, Ivy, if you want to just go through each of the requests, and then any representatives here can discuss the request, and then when we hopefully will have a few members coming that have class conflicts, and then we'll be able to actually vote on everything just fairly quickly. We'll just be discussing each in order. So if you want to, you can't make recommendations or motions, but if you just want to explain each of them, that would be great.
Well, the first one was Emily. She came from Dance Society for grants, and she was asking for money for Marley Forge, I believe it is. So they requested $3,000, and every semester they request $900 just to rent it. So, do you want to talk more about it?
Yeah, sure. Basically, the idea is that the performance groups on campus, so I'm here, I'm on Dance Society, but I'm also here kind of representing really any other performance group who uses the spaces around campus. We're looking to purchase Marley flooring, which is a portable floor that you roll out over an existing stage. In my case, we use Atwood. You roll it out over the floor, and basically it creates a surface that is in and of itself easier for us to dance on. In the case of specifically Atwood Hall, the wood stage is pretty chewed up. So for us, it's also a safety thing. I don't think we go through a performance or a Hill Week leading up to performance without like at least 3 splinters. That if you've ever gotten a splinter in your foot and have to keep dancing on it, it's a lot of fun. And then it also creates a consistent floor between the stage and the cap, which is also really important to us. It makes a difference in our ability to perform. Once again, if you ever tried to dance on the cap, dancing on a piece of metal seam is also a little bit of fun. So yeah, that's why we're looking for it. It would also be able to be used in the Little Center because it is portable. It comes in big holes. You can use it in the Little Center. Gollum would use it in upcoming years. I think it probably isn't going to work for this year or has already not worked for this year. But for future years, Gollum would use it. And basically, this is something we're going to be looking to either incorporate into our budget. If we had to continue to rent it, we'd be looking to get the money into our budget to afford to rent it because it is very expensive. Or we'd be putting a special budget request every semester to rent it. And within like 6 shows or something, it's like within a year you'd have paid for it in special budget request. You could have just bought it at that point. And so we're just looking to save you guys some money in the long run and stop renting Marley. Just buy it.
Fair enough. So we just had another member come in, which means that we finally have quorum. So I'm going to briefly move up the agenda to deal with minutes, and we'll come back down to grants. So because minutes were sent out last week by the lovely Kate, Andrew,
Motion to waive reading of minutes.
there's a motion on the table to waive the reading of minutes. Is there a second? Second by Baran. Questions to the wording, discussion. All those in favor of waiving the reading of minutes, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Andrew?
Motion to approve minutes.
There's a motion on the table to approve the minutes. Is there a second? Second by Becca. Questions to the wording, discussion. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much, Kate. You were a lovely set of first minutes, and we applaud your new endeavors. Alrighty, moving back into grants. Ivy, would you like to make a motion?
Yes, I move to allocate $3,000 to Dance Society for the Marley Floor from quarter 4.
Yes. Okay. There's a motion on the table to allocate $3,000 from quarter 4 to Dance Society. Is there a second? Second by Ally. Questions for wording? Discussion? Ivy?
Basically we just talked about it. So, yeah.
Anything else, Emily?
No, leave you guys have questions.
Becca?
I just have one question.
Yeah.
There was a group that came in, like this semester, at the end of last semester, and they also got something for the floor. Was that?
That was probably the request to rent the flooring for last semester's show. We hold, that would have been probably for our fall show.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, that request was from Varian to rent the flooring. The flooring rental costs approximately $700 to $800 depending on the duration of this rental. It's also super fun to go pick up and drop back off. I can tell you that from personal experience.
Storing some stage, so you want to go pick it up.
So having it on campus is not having to drive out 146 and move it back to a borrowed pickup truck. It would be super awesome.
Yeah, if we end up buying the flooring, hopefully we can get it time for their show, and then we would probably give them money back or something.
There, thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll move into voting. All in favor of allocating $3,000 from quarter 4 to Dance Society, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Great, thanks, Emily. Ivy?
The second money dollars from Seeds for Change, and they requested money for their first event, which is a movie screening.
Would you like to motion?
Okay. I move to allocate $300 from quarter 4 to Seeds for Change.
There's a motion on the table to allocate $300 from quarter 4 to Seeds for Change. Is there a second? Second by Sam. Questions for wording? Discussion? Ivy?
So basically, the first event, and they want to do a movie screening of the movie The Code. I don't know if anyone's heard about it, and they co-sponsored this event with at RAWR. So, you'd like to say more about it?
Yeah, so we're co-sponsoring it for, it's basically trying to show Clark and raise awareness not only about like what my group is forums for, which is marine education, but also animal rights. So if anybody hasn't seen it, it's basically about how like thousands of dolphins are being killed, and we want people, and even now after the movie was, ever since the movie was released, they're still being killed, so we're trying to like still raise awareness. So we feel like this is a really good movie. It was very well made. A lot of people do know it and do like it, so we feel a lot of people will come. The licensing fee is $500, so me and Roar, we're splitting it $250 each. And then the additional 50 will be for food, drinks, and then printing money so that we can get the word out that we're showing it.
Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll move into voting. All in favor of allocating $300 from quarter 4 to Seeds for Change, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Can you just state your name for the minutes, please?
I'm Katie Conner.
Thank you.
Third one was Rebecca, and I'd like to make a motion to allocate $247.60 to Rebecca from the advocacy fund, and quarter 4 to Rebecca.
There's a motion on the table to allocate $160 from the advocacy fund and $87.60 from quarter 4 to Rebecca Lehman. Is there a second? Second by Andrew. Questions to the wording? Discussion? Ivy?
So Rebecca she got into the really competitive program at the Clinton, by the Clinton Global Initiative. So she'd like this money to sort of fund her trip there, part of her trip. So would you like to speak more?
Yeah, sure. So I got into this program called Clinton Global Initiative, and this facet is the university facet. So like thousands of students apply and 1,000 get in. And basically, it's very competitive, and if you get in, you don't have to pay for the conference, but you do have to pay to get there. And it takes place in Washington, D.C. It's run by Bill Clinton, and this year Jon Stewart is the guest that is going. Yeah. So, basically, it's just a huge conference on social change and social activism. And when you apply, you don't apply with your resume. You apply by proposing a project of how you're going to perpetuate social change in your community. And basically, what I've been doing this past semester is working with RLH and the Office of Sustainability to create a plan for a green residence hall on campus. So it'll be in effect for fall of 2013, and my next 2 semesters here, I'll be planning out exactly what's going to be happening. But I gave grants committee a slideshow of basically the different appliances and stuff like that. So basically, this program is going to help me plan it and figure out how to measure different aspects of it. And I applied for money from the Community Engagement Center as well, and I got $200 for them, and that pays for most of the flight, but I just needed $247 more for hotel and other transportation.
Can I ask what the 8760 is going to?
Yeah, I applied for 247 altogether, and basically, because part of it is transportation, is the plane ticket, they can only use $40 a day per person, and since the conference is 4 days on one person, so $160 from advocacy, and then the rest they took out of quarter four.
Okay, as I understand, the advocacy fund, or the quarter four fund, it can only it can't cover travel or housing. Is that correct?
Ryan told us and advised us that this way that we divided it up.
Because it's only 40% and it's less, it's 40% or less.
I don't believe there's any such restriction.
Yeah, there was no restriction.
We could take it into account later. I'm looking right now.
Move to table this request just until judiciary checks it out.
There's a motion on the table to table the request. Is there a second? Until judiciary checks it out. Is there a second? Second by Sam. Questions, the wording, discussion. All those in favor of tabling the request for a few minutes, please say aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? One abstention. Motion carries. Okay. We'll get back to you.
I make a motion to allocate $60 from quarter four to geography 141.
There's a motion on the table to allocate $60 from quarter four to geography 141. Is there a second? Second by Ally. Questions to the wording? Discussion. Ivy?
So group from geography 141 came to us asking for money to fund a survey incentive, and Shane's going to talk more about that.
Yeah, so we're going to be conducting a survey on attitude towards biking on the Clark campus, and just to see if there were major institutional changes and infrastructural changes to the community, if people would be more inclined to bike. And our professor said that in order to get maximum responses to the survey, it would be best to incentivize it by offering them a chance to enter a raffle in which they could win gift certificates to Studio Way, for example. So with that in mind, we approached Student Council and asked for $50 just to have 2 gift cards to incentivize those who respond to the survey, to have a chance to win that. And we hope the response to the survey will be able to will gauge the level of interest in biking on Clark, at Clark, and see if in the future maybe lobby the institution to make the campus and the surrounding streets more bike friendly and bikeable.
Discussion? Further discussion on this? Okay.
Sorry, has your is through class, you say your survey is?
Sorry?
Your survey's through class?
Yeah.
Has it been reviewed and approved by the institutional review board or something?
We spoke to the professor and said a few minutes about biking, and he didn't anticipate any ethical considerations. He didn't recommend this to the IRB. So we asked about that, but we were told it was necessary.
Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll move into voting. All in favor of allocating $60 from quarter four to this geography 141 group, please say aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Ivy?
I move to allocate $55 for to the absent for the basketball tournament.
There's a motion on the table to allocate $65 from quarter four to Casey Epstein for a racquetball tournament. Is there a second? There's Ally. Second by Ally. Questions to wording? Discussion?
So Casey could make it, he put in a request, he's actually starting or heading a racquetball tournament, and I think it started today, and it's at the Nether, and he just wants $65 for prizes, the first, second, and third prizes, yeah, and there'll be gift cards to the winner.
Any further discussion? Sam?
Did we give money to him already? Did we already before us?
I think it was for something else.
Kate?
Yes, well, Casey had come to us longitudinally in grants for 2 different grant requests, and we had given money to one of them. For this one, we ended up giving him $0 just because the rec hadn't been in full swing yet, and he hadn't finalized the plans of it, and so we told him to come back once those plans have been finalized, and I guess he did, so.
Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll move into voting. All in favor of allocating $65 from quarter four to Casey Epstein, please say aye. For record, I'll turn it. Sorry. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Alrighty, Andrew.
I'd like us back in recess if that's okay.
There's a motion, or there's,
I move for a 5-minute recess.
there's a motion on the table for a 5-minute recess. Is there a second? Second by Andrew. Questions to the wording, discussion? All those in favor of the 5-minute recess, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. See you back here at 8:37. Okay. This meeting will come back to order at 8:37 p.m. Kate, roll call.
Lisa? Here. Sam?
Here.
Andrew?
Here.
Brian? Ally? Here. Minerva? Nick?
Yeah.
Rory?
Here.
Kate? Loretta? Here. Greg Santos? Veron?
Her. All right.
All right, so the money that the special budget would be allocated to for faculty would go into the special projects fund because it's not a recognized student fund. And money in the special projects fund can be used for students' personal or travel expenses, which would be a problem except Rebecca's total budget for this trip includes about $100 for professional printing expenses, and told us about the 87 the quarter before on that, so she's on.
Just for future reference, if this were a club, would the club be able to use quarter four funds for travel or personal costs?
Yes.
Yeah,
Corey?
quarters, yeah, it's more of in general, but like you can't really pay for, that's why we made advocacy in the beginning, is to pay for these kind of things. So, in general, we better move fees and travel to advocacy and anything else to affordable, but sometimes
It's just not a constitution.
yeah.
Where, do you have any idea where the rule came from? Like, because I
The only explicit measure rule appears is in the past.
see. Okay. So, Ivy, or Ally?
I move to untable, right? So we have untable.
There's a motion on the table to untable the allocation. Is there a second? Second by Veron. Questions to the wording? Discussion? We're not gonna vote. Do we have to vote on this? Okay, we're just gonna move back into discussion of the grants request for Rebecca Beekman. So does everyone understand the judicial ruling?
I'm sorry.
Okay. I can clarify if I'm incorrect, Andrew can stop me. So essentially, the way that grants broke down the request is fine according to the Constitution, especially because in her request, Becca asked for around $100 for printing and other needs that aren't related to travel or housing. So that $87.60 could feasibly go to that. So the request is constitutional, and or the request as it is presented to you is in a form that you can vote yes on, constitutional. Further discussion about it. So all those in favor of allocating $160 from advocacy and $87.60 to Rebecca Liebman to fund expenses for the Clinton Global Initiative, please say aye. All those opposed? Abstentions? One abstention. Motion carries. Alrighty. Thank you, Ivy. Anything else to report from Grants?
Nope.
Alrighty. How was your first meeting?
Awesome.
Good. We're excited to have you, that's for sure. Alrighty, so we're going to move back down the agenda to the finance committee report. Andrew?
I've been working for the past 3 or 4 days to find a committee to come up with our initial rounds of recommendations. All groups have been emailed, and we put a sheet with our recommendation in all of their mailboxes up on the third floor that you see. So everybody should know what our initial recommendations were. Due to the referendums, which are going to be on the ballot on the 16th and 17th elections, we had to recommend 2 amounts. One would be the most they would theoretically get, and one would be the least, based on if the referendum is passing or not, or if one of them passes, or if the other one passes. And what we're going to start doing on Monday is the appeal process. So we're going to have the appeal process for the 26th through the 3rd of April, and then have give our final recommendations to council on the 4th for approval.
And can you clarify perhaps a little bit about the referendum and how much money was set aside for it?
The referendum, if both initiatives passed, it would amount to $30,000. So when, and since this money would be coming out of the same fund that we get for club budgets, that would decrease the amount of money that we're able to allocate by $30,000. So based on the fact that the elections are going to be, a week or 2 after we approve our budgets, we're going to have to kind of approve 2 numbers, or like approve like a range, so that based on the outcome of that election, then there will be a certain number in each group.
And just to clarify a little bit, the 2 referenda are having to do with the green initiative, so it's a green fund that students would be able to apply for in order to produce green initiatives on campus. And the other one is through the Office of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. It's to fund student ventures. So those are 2 things that we'll be discussing probably shortly, and 2 things that we'll have started in the process of getting on the ballot for the special election. So if you want more information about them, you can talk to us. But yeah, sounds good, Andrew. And I've seen those those binders full of all the annual budgets. So thank you very much to the finance committee for slogging through all of them. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. So let's move down to student life with the organizational committee report. Rory?
No PCF requests last week. We've had a couple this week, and one is from us. They are getting an ice cream truck, which is free day. So that's also happening. We're getting an ice cream truck for free day.
If the PCF request.
If the PCF we also are. We have put together a
Charter and Judiciary recommending that as to council recommend. They also requested that we waive the 2 semester trial period. Their reasoning being that they have fixed costs for capital expenditures for equipment is left to buy in the future. And since the only situations in which in the past we waived the 2 semester trial period is for groups that have already been active and just have been recognized, because we already have funds that they can apply to for capital expenditure. We're not recommending.
Are there any motions from student council? Ellen?
I move to recognize club tennis, but not to waive the 2 semester, 3 semester, 2 semester trial period.
There's a motion on the table to recognize table tennis.
Club.
Sorry. Club tennis, and not waive the 2 semester trial period, which I guess is implicit.
Point of order,
Yes.
can we pass the, can we do both of these in the same motion, or do we have to?
Can divide it.
The way I understand the motion is,
So the motion
Yeah.
is to recognize the club. If you feel like you'd like to wait 2 semester trial period, then you move to amend the motion.
Right. Can I clarify my motion? So I just moved to recognize club tennis.
motion on the table to recognize club tennis. Second, by Ivy. Questions for wording? Discussion? Ellen?
Sound like a great club.
Any amendments? Sam?
What would be like the costs that what would be their fixed cost?
They didn't give that to me explicitly, but I'm going to recommend that they look into social budgets, especially the equipment.
Further discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll move into voting. All in favor of recognizing club tennis, please say aye. All those opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Are there any other motions on the table?
I move not to recognize, no, not to waive the 2.
Do we make that motion?
Yeah.
I think it's implicit that if we're not reading it, then we're not reading it. So,
We're all good.
awesome. Thank you very much, Andrew. And thank you for your summary ruling recently.
Yeah,
I don't know what to call it officially, but whatever it was.
Advisory.
Your advisory ruling. Thank you for it. Okay. So we're going to move to internal business. We did all that. There's no unfinished business. There's a new business point. And sorry I didn't do this earlier, but I would like, I would recommend that we appoint Ivy to Grants Committee Chair. Sam?
I move to appoint Ivy as grant committee chair.
There's a motion on the table to appoint Ivy to Grants Committee Chair. Is there a second? Second by Becca. Questions for wording? Discussion? All those in favor of appointing Ivy to Grants Committee Chair, please say aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? No abstention. Motion carries. Is that okay? All right. We should have done it beforehand, but
Do I have to wait?
I can't.
Is Ivy's abstention included considering she wasn't?
She was a member.
Yeah, she was a
member. Don't worry. All right, so we're going to move, so John is not here, but he will be talking next week. So I'll move that into unfinished business for next week. And we'll move into last minutes.
No one from communications was here, but Sam, is there anything communications has to report on?
Oh yes, we would like to mention that Rebecca found the John Kingston Facebook page for the Worcester event. And she invited, I think a few, she's going to invite all of us. And in turn, we can go and invite all of our fans.
So please do that, because we don't want to invest in something that no one goes to. Anything else, Alex?
Sam, you weren't here before, but thank you for helping out with the money selling.
Nothing.
Accepted. And we raised $25.
Really?
If anybody is interested in volunteering on Scree Day, we would love to have you. Don't laugh at me. Also, if anybody is in any clubs or organizations that would like a little bit of money, we would happily co-sponsor your organization should you be able to commit to a certain number of volunteers for a couple of hours. The commitment is really minimal, a couple hours at a time. We just need a few folks to help kind of staff the entrance and stuff, so you can still be able to enjoy your Scree Day safely and appropriately. Don't laugh. And if you're interested, let me know or let Jenny know who is our Scree Day chair.
Also, Jenny spoke with me, and she knows that as a student council, we need a little bit more cash. So if anyone is interested in volunteering for student council or for Scree Day, we can get 10 people to volunteer. We can get some money. So everyone that's interested, just let me know after the meeting, and if not, that's okay too. So thanks, Katie, for that update. Corey?
No.
All good?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Move to adjourn.
There's motion on the table to adjourn.
I never thought.
Is there a second? Second by Aaron. Questions or reading? Discussion? All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any exceptions? Also, I forgot to say this, but Andrew's on keeping up with council today. We're not having a really good time. So next time, tune in 6 to 7. Yeah, rock your house. Okay. This meeting will come back to order at 8:37 p.m. Kate, roll call.
Lisa?
Here.
Sam?
Here.
Andrew?
Here.
Brian? Allie? Here. Minerva? Nick?
Yeah.
Rory?
Yeah.
Kate? Loretta? Lee? Greg Santos? Veron?
Her. All right.
All right, so the money that the special budget would be allocated to for Rebecca Lee would go into the special projects fund because she's not a working basket. But and money in the special project fund can be used for students' personal or travel expenses, which would be a problem. Except Rebecca's total budget for this trip includes about $100 for professional printing expenses, and you told us that they spent $1.25 on that, so she's on.
Just for future reference, if this were a club, would the club be able to use quarter 4 funds for travel or personal costs?
Yes.
Yeah,
Corey?
quarters, yeah, it's more of in general, but like you can't really pay for, that's why we made advocacy in the beginning, is to pay for these kind of things. So, in general, we try to move fees and travel to advocacy and anything else affordable, but sometimes
It's just not constitutional.
yeah.
Where, do you have any idea where the rule came from? Like, because I've
The only explicit definition of rule appears is in the tax.
I see. Okay. So, Ivy, or Allie?
I moved to untable, right? So we're at untable.
There's a motion on the table to untable the allocation. Is there a second? Second by Baran. Questions for wording? Discussion? We're not going to vote. Do we have to vote on this? Okay. We're just going to move back into discussion of the grants request for Rebecca Beekman. So does everyone understand the judicial ruling?
I'm sorry.
Okay. I can clarify if I'm incorrect, Andrew can stop me. So essentially, the way that grants broke down the request is fine according to the Constitution, especially because in her request, Becca asked for around $100 for printing and other needs that aren't related to travel or housing. So that $87.60 could feasibly go to that. So the request is constitutional, and or the request as it is presented to you is in a form that you can vote yes on constitutional. Further discussion about it. So all those in favor of allocating $160 from advocacy and $87.60 from to Rebecca Liebman to fund expenses for the Clinton Global Initiative, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? One abstention. Motion carries. Alrighty. Thank you, Ivy. Anything else to report from Grants?
Nope.
Alrighty. How was your first meeting?
Awesome.
We're excited to have you, that's for sure. Alright, so we're going to move back down the agenda to the finance committee report. Andrew?
I've been working for the past 3 or 4 days to find a committee to come up with our initial rounds of recommendations. All groups have been emailed, and we put a sheet with our recommendation in all of their mailboxes on the third floor that you see. So everybody should know what our initial recommendations were. Due to the referendums, which are going to be on the ballot on the 16th and 17th elections, we had to recommend 2 amounts. One would be the most they would theoretically get, and one would be the least, based on if the referendum is passing or not, or if one of them passes, or if the other one passes. And what we're going to start doing on Monday is the appeal process. So we're going to have the appeal process for the 26th through the 3rd of April, and then have give our final recommendations to council on the 4th for approval.
And can you clarify perhaps a little bit about the referendum and how much money was set aside for it?
The referendum, if both initiatives passed, it would amount to $30,000. So and since this money would be coming out of the same fund that we give for club budgets, that would decrease the amount of money that we're able to allocate by $30,000. So based on the fact that the elections are going to be a week or 2 after we approve our budgets, we're going to have to kind of approve 2 numbers, or approve a range, so that based on the outcome of that election, then there will be a certain number in each group.
And just to clarify a little bit, the 2 referenda are having to do with the Green Initiative, so it's a green fund that students would be able to apply for in order to produce green initiatives on campus. And the other one is through the Office of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. It's to fund student ventures. So those are 2 things that we'll be discussing probably shortly, and 2 things that we'll have started in the process of getting on the ballot for the special election. So if you want more information about them, you can talk to us. But yeah, sounds good, Andrew. And I've seen those those binders full of all the annual budgets. So thank you very much to the finance committee for slogging through all of them. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. So let's move down to student life with the organizational committee report. Rory?
No PCF requests last week. We've had a couple this week, and one is from us. They're getting an ice cream truck, which is free day. So that's also happening. We're getting an ice cream truck this free day.
If the PCF request.
If the PCF, that's what we also are. We have put together a survey for the student for the award ceremony at the end of the year. So that's going on. I think that's about it.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna move down to judiciary report.
We have a request for student council recognition from Club Tennis. They have a charter and judiciary recommending that student council recognize them. They also requested that we waive the 2-semester trial period. Their reasoning being that they have fixed costs for capital expenditures for equipment and stuff to buy in the future. And since the only situations in which in the past we've waived the 2-semester trial period is for groups that have already been active and just have been recognized, because we already have funds that they can apply to for capital expenditure. We're not recommending.
Are there any motions from student council? Ellen?
I move to recognize club tennis, but not to waive the 2-semester, 3-semester, 2-semester trial period.
There's a motion on the table to recognize table tennis, and
Club.
sorry, club tennis, and not waive the 2-semester trial period, which I guess is implicit.
Point of order,
Yes.
can we pass that, can we do both of these in the same motion, or do we
You
have to?
can divide it.
The way I understand the motion is,
So the motion
Yeah.
is to recognize the club. If you feel like you'd like to wait to the trial period, then you move to amend the motion.
Can I clarify my motion? So I just moved to recognize club tennis.
motion on the table to recognize club tennis. Second, by Ivy. Questions for wording? Discussion? Ally?
Sounds like a great club.
Any amendments? Sam?
What would be like the costs that what would be their fixed cost?
They didn't do that to make sense, but I'm going to recommend that they look into social budgets, especially if they
Further discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll move into voting. All in favor of recognizing club tennis, please say aye. All those opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Are there any other motions on the table?
I move not to recognize, no, not to waive the 2.
I think it's implicit that if we're not reading it, then we're not reading it. So,
we're all good.
awesome. Thank you very much, Andrew. And thank you for your summary ruling recently.
Yeah,
I don't know what to call it officially, but whatever it was. Your advisory ruling. Thank you for it. Okay. So we're going to move to internal business. We did all that. There's no unfinished business. There's a new business point. And sorry I didn't do this earlier, but I would like, I would recommend that we appoint Ivy to Critics Committee Chair. Sam?
I move to appoint Ivy as grant committee chair.
There is a motion on the table to appoint Ivy to Grants Committee Chair. Is there a second? Second by Becca. Questions for wording? Discussion? All those in favor of appointing Ivy to Grants Committee Chair, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? No abstention. Motion carries. Is that okay? All right. We should have done it beforehand, but
Do I have to leave?
I can't.
Is Ivy's abstention included considering she wasn't?
She was a member.
Yeah,
I
she was a
wasn't
member.
there. Don't worry. Alrighty, so we're going to move, so John is not here, but he will be talking next week, so I'll move that into unfinished business for next week. And we'll move into last minutes.
No one from communications was here, but Sam, is there anything communications has to report on?
Oh yes, we would like to mention that Rebecca found the John Kingston Facebook page for the Worcester event. And I think she she invited, I think, a few, she's gonna invite all of us, and in turn, we can go and invite all of our fans.
So please do that, because we don't want any of us to do something that no one goes to. Anything else, Alex?
Sam, you weren't here before, but thank you for helping out with the money.
Nothing.
Seconded. And we raised $25.
Really?
If anybody is interested in volunteering on Scree Day, we would love to have you. Don't laugh at me. Also, if anybody is in any clubs or organizations that would like a little bit of money, we would happily co-sponsor your organization should you be able to commit to a certain number of volunteers for a couple of hours. The commitment is really minimal, a couple hours at a time. We just need a few folks to help kind of staff the entrance and stuff, so you can still be able to enjoy your Scree Day safely and appropriately. Don't laugh. And if you're interested, let me know or let Jenny know and choose our Scree Day.
Also, Jenny spoke with me, and she knows that as a student council, we need a little bit more cash. So if anyone is interested in volunteering for student council or for Scree Day, if we can get 10 people to volunteer, we can get some money. So everyone that's interested, just let me know after the meeting, and if not, that's okay too. So thanks, Katie, for that update. Corey?
No.
All good?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Move to adjourn.
There's a motion on the table to adjourn.
Never thought.
Is there a second? Second by again. Questions or reading? Discussion? All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Also, I forgot to say this, but Andrew's on keeping up with council today. We had a really good time. So next time, tune in. 6 to 7. Yeah, rock it.